This is week 11, independent activity, problem solving with formulas. Margot borrows $1,700, agreeing to pay it back with 2% annual interest after 9 months. How much interest will she pay? I'm using a simple interest formula. I is equal to PRT, where my P is 1,700, my rate is 2%, and my T is, I was given a fraction of a year, so I'll say 9/12 years here. So then I plug into the formula, and I simplify it, end up with $25.50. So the first thing I did was I wrote out my formula. The second thing I did was I assigned values to my variables in the formula. The third thing I did was I plugged into the formula. And the fourth thing was I simplified it. Hallelujah. Invest $5,000 at 4% simple interest for 1 year. How much is in the account? At the end of a 1 year period, I'll be using two formulas. Future value formula, where the principal is plus the interest, and simple interest formula, I is equal to PRT. So in this case, my principal is 5,000. My rate is 4%. As a decimal is 0.04. T is 1 year, 1. So then I multiply it out, end up with 200. So the amount of interest is 200. So my future value is going to be principal plus the interest. 5,000 plus 200 is $5,200. Number 3, 11,000 is invested for 7 months at a simple interest rate of 5%. How much interest will I earn? I use my simple interest formula. 11,000 times the R, which is 5%, 0.05. 7 months is 7/12 months. And that was $320.83 there. That's how much is earned. The future value is the principal plus the interest. So I have 11,000 plus $320 gives me $11,320.83 there for that one. Question 4. Find the simple interest owed at 610 is borrowed at 3.3% interest for 9 years. They want the amount of interest owed. So I is equal to PRT. So I have 610 times R, and that decimal is 0.033 times 9 for 9 years. Oh gosh. Suppose you pay back $675 on a $625 loan. You had the loan for 60 days. What was your simple and interest rate? Okay. So the amount of interest is going to be the difference between the two, the starting and the ending. So $675 minus $625, $50. That's the amount of interest there. And they want to know the rate. So I is equal to PRT. Okay, $50 here is equal to PRT. And I plug in and solve for R. So 50 there, my 625 is my initial principal. And my T is 60 days, 60 over 360. Okay, and I want to solve for R. So I want to have this is my equation here. So I divide by 625, and I multiply by the reciprocal of this here on the other side. So I have 1 over 625 times 360 over 60 times 50. That's my R. And it comes to be 18,000 over 375, 37,500. which is 0.48, which is 48%, and that's what they have there. If 8,000 is invested at 2.2% simple interest, what's the future value in 6 years? So you have to find the interest here. So as we go to PRT, 8,000 times 0.022 times 6 for 6 years, the amount of interest is $1,056. Future value is going to be principal plus the interest. 8,000 plus 1,056 gives me $9,056, and that's what they have there. Number 7, find the final amount of money in an account if $8,100 is deposited at 4% interest, compounded quarterly every 3 months if the money is left for 8 years. So you can click on this link here. Take you to this calculator. So it's deposited now. So the present value is $8,100. Okay. And the number of years, they say there it is for 8 years. T, 8 years. The rate is, what is the rate given to us to be? The rate is at 4% interest. And the compounding period here, n is equal to 4. Okay. Hit calculate. And let's see what they give us. And the final amount there is 11,000. Oh, shucks. Maybe I can see it this way. There you can see it. The future value is $11,137.02 for that problem. And there you have it there. Okay. Number 8, a bank features a savings account that has an annual percentage of 4%, compounded weekly. Charles deposits $9,000 into the account. So P is 9,000. My rate is 4%. There's a decimal point on 4. Compounded weekly, N is equal to 52. So you need to use this formula here. Okay. And you should have $11,906.89. Part C was annual percentage yield, and that's the formula you should use here. This one here. You deposit $5,000 into an account earning 7% interest compounded monthly, so N is 12. How much will you have in the account in 5 years? You can click on this link. So this is 5,000 here. And then the time period is 5 years. The interest rate is 7%. And the compounding periods is 12. And it should be $7,088. And that's what they have there, $7,088.13. And that's what they have there. And that's number 9. So talk about the parts here. 12% compounded monthly for 5 years, so compounded monthly, so N is 12. The annual percentage rate is 12% as a decimal. Number of compounding periods is 12. The number of years is 5. The total number of compounding periods. So interest is applied every 12 months in the year, and they're 5 years. So 12 times 5 is 60. This next one here. What lump sum should be deposited into an account that will earn 8% compounded semi-annually to grow to $51,927.84 in 21 years? Okay, for this one here, they're asking for a present value, so I have to use a present value formula, and here's a calculator for that. For the future value here. Okay. Number of years. 21 years. And let's see what happens now. I end up with $10,000, and the correct answer is $10,000. see semi-annually there, so n is equal to 2. Compounding periods twice a year.